right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakudash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And we want to give a special peace and blessings to the elect. All right, we out here at a secret
closed location.
Gathering to do the works of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You know, of course, with everything going on with Esau, Edom, you know, we're not you know, the best thing to do is play it wise, you know, and trust in the spirit that the word is still gonna go out there. So,
and he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable flowers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and earth in the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed to have gathered faith for treasure, then did I consider these things, that they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
yeah, and the key point that that the brother read was they gathered faith by treasure, you know. And I did a video the other day myself speaking about how faith is the only way. You know, a lot of people are going through it because of the times that we living in, the situations that's going on. You can't really live your everyday life, you know, but you gotta have faith.
Because that last sentence said, before they were sealed, things that came to pass, and even the angels and the elect.
Yep.
You see all that at the beginning.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, Salah. That's why the scriptures say, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. But we got to understand that the times that we coming in, the only people that could be saved out of this is Israelites. So we should be thanking the Most High first and foremost that He made us of the seed of that holy seed. Because you could be of another nation and you could pray all day and all night. If you're not of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the salvation is not for you. You know, give me that real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It reads, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is his treasure.
Yeah, so when society, quote unquote, breaks down, or you know, shit hits the fan, you gotta depend on wisdom and knowledge. Well, first and foremost, faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then the wisdom and knowledge He gave you. Because we've actually been waiting on these times. So when these times hit, we can't get shaken up. You know, we really should rejoice. The scriptures tell you when Babylon is ultimately destroyed, to rejoice over her, thou holy apostles and prophets. For the Most High have, get that real quick, 20 and 4, do what you got. Somebody grab, is it 20 and 4? Revelation 20 and 4? Get that real quick.
That's 11 in it. In Revelation, let's say something. It might be 18. Just the book of.
Okay. You got it.
Because it's important to know that you know, everything that's going on, we have a heads up with these devils and they're trying to beat us down.
Right.
You know, because that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so you can't go out. You know, they're trying to make it so you're depressed. You know, it's a big psychological experiment. They're trying to get people to break so they'll easily accept that chip and actually do a work.
Got it.
It's always a spiritual warfare, man. You know? There's always a spiritual warfare going on.
Right. Yeah, brothers got something. Let's just keep it, you know what I'm saying? Keep it coming out.
Oh, this Revelation 18 and 20.
Okay, 18 and 20.
Book of Revelation chapter 18, verse 20, it reads, rejoice over her, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to destroy this place swiftly. It's going to be quick as hell, man. You know, so the times that we're going through now, it might seem like it's taking forever, but when the grand finale hits, it's going to be swift and quick. That's why the scriptures say we're going to scarce hand. You know, the Lord's going to have to put the spirit on the kings of the earth to send a lot of missiles over here, man. You know, it's probably going to look like that scene from 300 when the arrows went up, you know, at the end of the movie.
Go ahead. Continuing on at verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
Yeah, so we supposed to rejoice. The Lord said we supposed to be happy when Babylon is taken out. So if you go back to the times where before Babylon is taken out, the series of events that's going to take place before it's taken out, we supposed to rejoice at those times too. Yep, bring it out real quick, then go back to that. Then finish that. We'll finish it real quick.
For Yahweh have avenged you on her.
That's right.
Isaiah chapter
Right.
65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat,
Yep.
but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
And that goes back into the first scripture we read, being blessed with the faith. Because now when you go to these stores, when you go to Walmart and Home Depot now, they're only letting a certain amount of people go in the stores. So you got to actually wait in a fucking line to go into the stores to get food. And you can't bring children in there.
And they treat you like your cattle, man. They got arrows pointing.
Yep.
They got one-way aisles now, and if you miss something when you go down the one-way aisle, you got to get back in line and all kinds of shit.
Yep.
Treat
X's
us like
on the
we're
ground.
children, man.
And that's what's stressing people out. That's pushing the fear. Here it is, you going in the store to get some fucking milk, and you gotta wait in line. You outside with a shopping cart. What if it's raining? You getting rained on for a gallon of milk.
And my friend in California said that he went to the store to go grab a couple of days, and he had his temperature taken 3 times before he got back to his house.
Wow.
At the checkpoint, he got his temperature taken, and twice inside the store. Going inside the store, getting inside the store.
Hey, you would get so worked up and scared, your shit might rise up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what the
Blood
fuck?
pressure.
Then
Yeah,
what
blood
happens if
pressure,
you got
yeah.
what do they do if you got a fever? Do they just let you leave, or do motherfucker they come snatch you up?
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
gonna give you that false positive test.
Yeah.
Yeah, precept.
Yep, go ahead.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2,
Damn, that's
verse 2.
That's wild, man.
And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
You can speak on it too, brother.
You know, what's the vision? You know, the Lord's vision ultimately, the destruction of Babylon the Great, known as, America known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. And it says, reading on, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And only the Heavenly Father know that time, you know, not the angels, not Yahweh Shai, his son, but only the Heavenly Father. But we know it's at that time by the signs. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because, you know, the 2000s been a drag, especially when the year 2000 hit, people was hyped. You know, like it's gonna be the end of the world, and then you got another phase like 2012. Now it's 2020. It seems like it's just dragging on. But again, like the brother said, the Lord is gonna make a speedy riddance. It said, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. And that's talking about Esau. It says that the wicked are estranged from the womb. They're not right. And though the Lord made upright, you made the sons of God and the sons of the wicked, a righteous nation and a wicked nation from the same womb.
A vessel unto honor and a vessel
The
unto
destruction and dishonor. And he said,
I want to say this. Look out for a vaccine that's mandatory. You
And
know?
he said, I seen a video that they were saying that before they were saying this nurse, she had got the coronavirus and shit, and then she had got better, and then she went back to go to work, and she was like, oh, before I go back to work, I want to get a test to make sure I'm good. And she ended up having the coronavirus again. But I think I don't think the bitch ever had the coronavirus. I
Right,
think
right.
they just saying that shit.
Yeah.
So what she was saying was, I don't want to go back to work. I'm scared to go back to work until I get a vaccine. So, you know, they putting that out there to, okay, so to go back to work, if you want to go back to work, you got to get that
Gotta get the
vaccine.
vaccine.
Yo, that's what happened to me. That I was telling Zion. I remember the
Oh, yeah,
dude
the
called
dude.
in and said he might have the coronavirus
Yeah.
and laid the whole
They
staff
laid your whole
off.
staff
Oh,
off.
let
yeah.
me get this preset, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Because people are afraid. As soon as they feel sick, the first thing that come to their mind is, oh shit.
Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Because you keep hearing that shit all the time. And it's crazy because, like, I told you that the hospital wouldn't even come back to work and shit. So I was thinking, so I'm like, damn. At first I was like, oh, fuck no. But then I'm like, you know, I had called my man, and he still worked there and shit. I'm like, I asked him what's up with the joint, the coronavirus. He was like, at first he said he really ain't know nothing. Then this girl I know, she worked there too. And she told me that a bunch of people had it on the ankle. But like, to me, it seemed like he was lying to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They
yo.
is. They is.
I'm like, why would y'all lie to
Yeah,
me?
they're
It's my
blowing it out of
friend.
proportion.
But
Yeah.
like, nah. It's like they told him that they had to lie. They had to. Cause I could tell, you could tell when somebody lying to you damn near.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
East,
this motherfucker's lying.
well, you can bring that out if you want.
Yo,
I'll comment after.
this is a precept.
yeah,
to,
they want they devils.
you know, everybody. Esau got everybody in the scare tag. Everybody want to be clean out, wash up. You know,
Shit you should have been doing.
Been
got
doing.
You
This-
got people all over the internet, man, begging for a vaccine.
Yeah.
I can't wait till it's looking like we're gonna have to keep going to this till the vaccine comes out.
Yep. So like, I was leaving out my house and I seen my man walking down the street like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, oh, you screening the coronavirus? I'm like, nah, I'm him up and stuff. He worked at a hospital. He worked at Sister. And, I was like, yo, he was like, yo, if they come out with that vaccine, I'm taking it. I'm like, nah, bro, don't take that. He's like, no, man, I'm taking that. I was like, word.
Yo, they're not even
That's
testing. People aren't even. You don't even hear people getting test positive for the regular flu anymore. It's just straight up coronavirus.
Yeah.
That's why it's
You know?
the hour of temptation, man.
So
They're
everybody-
tempted.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, I used to work in the morgue, man. So a lot of people die, and a lot of people be on ventilators. Some people could just be like regular death.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, a holy right seed. How then art thou turned to the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? And this is the point. It don't mean you in good graces with the Heavenly Father. You know?
Right. Yeah.
It says his iniquity is marked before him. Meaning, you know, it don't matter with this, you know, the flesh. It's up your spirit.
Yeah, 'cause
The ultimate thing is faith.
Yep.
See, we gotta. I'm telling you, man. The times that we coming in, your faith has to be built up. If it's not, then you're gonna bug out. You know. So the Lord is gonna. He may take brothers through certain trials and tribulations to build you up. A warm up. You know.
It's all the shit that comes with it, man.
Yeah.
Like shutting down the whole economy.
Right.
You know, get rid of the social gatherings and the events and the hoopla.
They
Condition you for martial law.
They basically taking away the circus, so you can face reality, man. Like, cause people use all of these entertainment outlets to escape reality, man. And they took that away so people could get all roused up, and they can have a reason to bring in that martial law. I mean, that's just me speaking as a man.
Yeah. No. You that's one point.
But
This is bring this out.
go ahead.
This is, Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, meaning that what we've been diligent in this truth, and we've been paying attention. You know, we've been keeping the word of the Lord dear to us. All right, trusting in that name, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Meaning what? When you look up that word "keep," it means to preserve, or to reserve from a pretty much a set judgment. And that judgment is to take the chip. The Most High is going to put the spirit on us to not take that chip, man.
All right.
At the end of the day, man. Even through all this shit, because we know what the ultimate goal is. All right, we know
Mass
what the ultimate
microchipping.
goal is.
Hey, and if I can add, please keep on. I was talking to the brother the other day, and really, what's the worst that can happen to you? I mean, what if you put your head in a guillotine, your head gets chopped off, and you barely feel it, you know? But the worst thing is they can happen to you is that they torture you, you know? But you know, you get the right. You got that's what you really got to build your faith up for right there, you know.
Yeah, you got to think that death is honorable.
Yeah.
You know.
Quick example: Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Mhm.
They got put in a very crucial situation where they got put inside of a devouring fire, and Yahweh Shai saved them from that. You know.
When Yahweh Shai writes something, saying that you're going to go through something, and then it's right there in front of your face, it's supposed to build up your faith.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
So if you get that chance of possibly going into the guillotine, you should look at that as a blessing, man.
Hey.
To be one of those chosen few.
Hey, what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for that are not seen. So when that time of dire straits come upon you, your faith, the thing that you've been building up, is going to kick in. It's going to kick in to gear, because you're going to be that fear is going to have you hoping like crazy, you know. And also that's going to be that's going to lead to spiritual power for those men who the Lord blesses to receive that power.
Yeah, don't let pain separate you from the faith and belief in the Most High. Just look what happened to Samson. He got his eyes plucked out. But what happened at the end? The Lord still supped with him, gave him that strength to knock down those towers. You know, getting your eyes plucked out is painful, ain't it? You know, you could have forsaken the Lord, like, why this happened to me? Or like Job, but he still kept his integrity. So that's what's going to matter in latter time.
Yeah, go ahead. After that, I'm gonna read a few off the comment board. So you can finish.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for chastening, a token of great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
Yeah, and
Talk about,
now I was gonna say the scriptures say who the Lord loveth he chasteneth. So you're gonna have to go through some things. That's the Lord purging you. That's him putting you through that fiery furnace. When you refine gold, it goes through the furnace and it becomes purified. But the purification process, you see that gold is burning, it's on fire, it's hot. You know, it's going through it, but on the other side, it comes out better. You know? You got it, bro.
Say, for it is a token of his great goodness, wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish till they come to the fullness of their sins, so he dealeth with us, lest that being could come into the heightness of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us. And therefore he never withdraw his mercy from us, and though he punish us with adversity, yet he doeth never forsake his people.
Yeah, though he punish us with, read that again?
Let's say, and therefore he never withdraw his mercies from us, and though he punish us with adversity, yet he never forsake his people.
Yeah, that proves that we're gonna have to go through obstacles, man. That proves that we're gonna have to go through tough times. What's the saying the Apostle Tahar was saying? What is it? Tough, hard times make strong men.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good times make weak men. And then it goes on to say a few other. I don't want to butcher it, but hard times make strong men. You know, and also that's, you know, if you going through the fire or adversity, it's gonna make you stronger. You know,
when you talk to brothers in other states, other cities, a lot of brothers had a bad upbringing, man.
Yeah.
You know, they had a rough childhood. You know,
want to read this real. You got that was it.
It's a little bit more. I can hold it. Though. Go ahead.
All right, I want to. This is Acts. The souls of the disciples and exhorting them. This is the kingdom, and the kingdom is within. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And that means we're gonna have to go through straits. We're gonna have to go through pain, suffering. You're gonna have obstacles. The Lord's gonna put you through things. But at the end of the tunnel is what? The kingdom of heaven. Okay? Where we're gonna be able to actually rest. Kick your feet up. The scriptures even say, the Lord said He's gonna wipe the tears from our eyes, man. Somebody can find that.
So we no more pain.
That's Revelation.
No more pain.
Revelation 21:1.
I got one more.
3.
Ecclesiasticus 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise? You know, so that's why it's important to read those Old Testament stories, which I personally myself need to start doing, because those stories build up your faith.
Yeah. The Maccabees too. Not just Maccabees. The Apocrypha.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of faith builders. I
Yep.
was going to read one too. That was kind of when I was reading.
Yeah, those build you up. One more. Proverbs 24:10. If thou
Oh, you're
faint
reading
in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So what are we doing now? We're building up. We're prepping, spiritually prepping your soul for the worst times possible. You know, famines, which we going through a light famine right now.
2 Timothy
Pestilences.
3:10.
You know, death.
He is the Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, neither is worship with men's hands, as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things, and have made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of the habitation. I'm gonna jump down. It says,
So I want to make a point in these churches. That's the scriptures say the Lord dwelleth not in temples made with hands. These churches are closed down. You know, and most of the people in the churches, they don't read for themselves anyway. They don't study. They don't really know the scriptures. So they just panicking right now. You know, they at a standstill. But meanwhile, the men of the Lord, we're still pushing the word out there. Because we still got to filter what's going on through the world. We got to filter it through the scriptures and still prophesy. Got it?
yeah. Jump down to verse 29, Acts 17. For as much then we are the offspring of Yahweh Shem Shai, we ought to not think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone or graven by art and man's device. In the times of this ignorance, Yahweh Shem Shai winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent, because he have appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he have ordained, whereof he have given the assurance unto all men, and that he have raised him from the dead. That's it on that.
Yeah, man. That's the main thing he's supposed to come out and do, and tell our people to do, is repent. Because if you don't repent, you're going to be destroyed.
Right.
Everybody.
To say that they shall perish. I got one. Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. And that's what everybody's looking forward to, society going back to normal. But even if it does go back to normal, there's going to be some shit that comes with it. You know, it may be, because right now what the elites are probably doing is, they're basically taking away your rights behind closed doors. You know, like they did during the time of 9/11, they create a crisis. Well, in this case, it's a pandemic, and they sign all type of executive orders to take your rights away, which you don't got rights anyway in America. But they're strategizing.
Yeah, Trump said he was enforcing his full executive power.
Yep.
And so it's no more rights. Like when we was watching that video, dude in the hospital room,
Oh, yeah.
acting all fucking
Yeah.
tough, but then he was screaming like a bitch.
He cried.
Yeah, didn't tell us what they go. Oh, they can't do that. They can do it.
Hey,
They going through it.
Hey, the scriptures say that the mighty men shall cry.
They're bitterly. And those doctors was acting like fucking troops, man.
Hey,
They
but,
bombarded the
like,
fucking room.
Hey, I used to work in the hospital. That's how they acted. They was acting like that when I was working there.
Yeah.
I don't work there no more. Imagine how they acting now.
Those was medical troops.
Yeah.
And that's why Babylon is likened unto a woman, because ultimately they took your rights away as a man.
I didn't see them
can't-
grab up
yeah.
Salak. I didn't see them grab up white dudes. They holding down shit. It's a hospital. Oh my.
Like that's what they do in them crazy mental hospitals.
They do that.
So yeah, they do that in the regular
Hey
joint.
man, these
I was
people
like-
that do that shit, they got really stressful jobs, man.
Yeah.
And now everything's been cranked up, like to the highest, man.
Yeah.
So if you're being paid to be an asshole and you're stressed out, you're gonna be a super asshole, man.
Yeah. Cause your job is the doctors, man. Them motherfuckers probably don't even want to go to work. You know?
Hey, and also, they don't. You know, another quick example. They don't even need a warrant to go inside your house anymore, man. They basically presented that when they said you can't have more than 10 people inside your house.
Yeah,
You
and
know? They can go in there and check your whole house out, and that's what's gonna happen when the military troops
tracking the
come.
phone. So now, like, if who's gonna be at your house, they would have known that.
Oh, it's mad people.
Yeah, because they tracking everybody's phone.
Uh-huh.
They already that's how they know that's how they gonna grab you up like, yeah, you've been in contact with coronavirus. You was at Wegmans at this time. You
Yeah.
got it off your phone. That's how they gonna hit you.
Yep, they're doing that. They're using your location data to track you for social gatherings. and shit,
Yeah.
man. No?
I got a precept.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna hold that.
Oh, go ahead. No, I got one more paragraph. Not paragraph. Verse. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go, everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up to the skies. You got it.
I mean, that time too, where the Arabians not gonna pitch in here. They gonna go into their own country.
Yep. They're gonna flee.
They're not going to be here with this martial law and shit.
Nope.
Well, there's already all kinds of travel restrictions. Some of them already went back. You know,
This is Isaiah.
when they go back, they can't come back.
That's right.
You know.
This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It reads, So shall they fear the name of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, and Salaki, like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai shall lift up a standard against them. So the point was, you know, the enemy's going to come in like a flood, and that's the martial law truth.
Hey, but every time I hear that makes me think of Matthew 24:37. That
I get it.
I'm already there. I was gonna say what he just read is a precept to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, where it said, then fear fell upon them when they seen the prophets basically preaching. And the names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because his name is dreadful among the heathen. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse, I was at 12. It says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
And what happened in the days of Noah? A flood. And then the enemy gonna come in like a flood. That's why he says it's gonna be the same way. It's gonna be that same danger. It's gonna be deadly as the flood. But
And can I jump a verse up?
Yeah.
It says, this verse 12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And that's well, you got people breaking into houses and shit around where I live at. You know, shit. Somebody tried to break in my brother's house the other day, and somebody tried to break into his neighbor house across the street. And as soon as the dude went inside his neighbor house, his neighbor had a shotgun pointed right in his face, and the dude ran.
they,
So that
it was
Yeah.
Chapter 7 did a video said they was looting in New York City already.
I wouldn't doubt it.
They about to wild out. 'Cause
Yeah.
And in Philly. little bit, Phil.
You gotta think they had that. Everybody had went and stocked up and shit, but then they seen shit was still. Really?
People are still waiting for them checks. So they
People
could,
still, people still going out. People waiting on the checks. They think them checks coming, so they done ate that shit.
Yeah.
They back to there now.
A lot of people might start getting robbed when them checks come in,
Yeah.
if they do come in.
You see, they said Tyson Chicken closed, so Trump, a reporter was pressing Trump yesterday about closing the grocery stores.
Yep, I've seen that.
this is Ecclesiastes.
Can I finish that?
Yo.
You have more.
This is jump down to verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving into marriage until the day that
Everywhere, the one Jake was talking about some. This why they want us to stay in the house.
Yeah.
It ain't the coronavirus. This nigga was bugging out because he saw chariots. He should have been rejoicing, but he was scared. And that-
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
We went to the store last weekend. And, we was riding down the street. We stopped at the liquor store, but like a block and a half away, I seen a dude that I had seen a chariot with, like in 2008.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. So I seen him, and I went to the young brother him to tell the young brother the story. So I hopped out the car, ran down the street, got him, and brought him to him, and he told him, let him know. And it was crazy. It was spiritual because where I got him at, where I caught up to him at, was the exact place where we seen the chariot. at.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the exact place where
That's good.
me and him seen it.
2 or 3 witnesses, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I think
yeah,
that
that's
was
it on that.
You got it. You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse. I'm gonna start at the top. Ooh, Slaki. I'm gonna start at verse 2. I might as well start at the top. Remember, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come, not nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Yeah, so we're supposed to remember the Most High now, before the evil days come now. Which right now we really in this whole coronavirus thing is an evil time.
Yeah, we damn you really don't know if the doors of mercy is closed or
Right.
not. Like that's why
We in the
that's
evil
why
days.
you need to repent
Yeah.
if you can.
That's right.
Quick, and that's what that verse telling you. You're supposed to be
now.
thinking upon the Most High now, man. You're supposed to be forgetting this life, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if I can bring this out real quick.
I got more right here. I got more.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few.
And that's why I kind of think like, damn, if these doors of mercy shut. That's happening. We see it. That's happening.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody working.
Ain't nobody working.
It's almost 7 million people on unemployment. It's a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Just in this state.
And
Oh, that's
those-
just in New York State?
That's just in New York
Yeah.
State.
Oh shit. The grinders is ceasing.
Yeah.
and
The
those
unemployment rate is already higher than it was not. Is already higher now than it was during the Great Depression.
and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets.
Hey, well, when you ride through these major cities, like the Elders and Apostles, they did a video, they teach in New York City. In New York City, I lived in New York City for 2 years. It's literally like that. When you go outside, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, it look like it's in the afternoon. But it's not like that now. See, the joy is darkened. Motherfuckers is in the house.
Yeah, they could just. I seen them in
Afraid.
that video. They was just driving through fucking Manhattan, just driving down the street. Just
It looked
ain't
like I Am
ain't-
Legend.
Yo, ain't no just driving through Manhattan. That don't happen. You don't just drive through
Yeah,
Manhattan.
it's traffic, taxis.
People, fucking
Yeah.
bikes crossing in front of you.
Yeah, it looked like I Am Legend. You got it.
Continuing on at verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a cheerful time whatsoever, man.
Now imagine when Esau turns the internet off.
Hey,
Man.
If these niggas didn't have internet during this time right now, these people would, man, the only thing that's really keeping America afloat is social media.
yeah, they gonna be hurt because they gonna turn the internet off.
Yeah, they gonna hit that kill switch.
And that door being shut.
I'm not gonna like that either. But they gonna be hurt.
Yeah,
Because
man.
I know it's coming, but I ain't
coming.
gonna like it. I'm like, damn.
It's gonna happen,
That's
man.
when because that's the
And they gonna turn the water off. They gonna turn the water off,
That's
man.
really when the gates of mercy are going to be shut, man,
Yeah.
when they shut the internet.
that's
Oh,
that-
boy.
that's the outlet. That's the one of the main outlets to escape reality. You know, but
Yeah.
imagine if they turn that off. People, you're gonna see these streets full with people, man.
Well,
Fire
they
everywhere.
turned. I think it was like in not too long ago. They shut Instagram down for like an hour, and motherfuckers was going crazy, man.
Man.
People that's got millions of followers, they was bugging out.
Yeah.
And then when they turned it back on, they was like, "Oh, thank God, Instagram,
Yeah, that's-
Instagram back." You remember that?
Yeah, that's
Instagram
Esau
back
doing
up
this.
and running. I remember YouTube.
Esau do test runs on the
Yeah.
low scale, just to see how people gonna react. He
YouTube
been doing
did it
test
too.
runs.
YouTube was
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
like an hour 2 years
Yeah.
ago. It was
Yeah.
off like an
Yeah,
hour.
I remember that.
Motherfuckers was like,
Everybody's calling each other up like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Your YouTube work, bro? No, mine too.
Yeah.
Thought it was my phone, bro.
I
Nah,
was
this shit
shooting
real.
video.
Yeah, this shit real, man.
Verse 5. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Verse
Yep.
6.
And the locusts being a burden right now. They a burden in Africa. They about to be a burden in China. I don't know if they're here in America.
Yeah, it was in Vegas. It was in Vegas.
So the locusts being a burden. All the words is literally walking on in life right now.
they're gonna starve to death in America.
So
you know, cops there.
and that like a verse up, the word that said the doors of mercy should be. I mean the doors should be shut in the streets. That's going into the family of the word also. You know.
Do anybody know where that city was at? Where the 5G was had all the dead dogs? My elder Pastor
I
Hard
know
did a
they're
video.
dropping out of the air. The birds
Birds dropping out of the air.
But that's been happening too,
Yep.
though. You know. But I mean, it could have been for them testing
Oh
the
yeah,
5G.
yeah. But now it's because of they building these towers, these 5G towers.
These 5G towers, man, I was doing some research on it. They have all different kinds of variable ranges that they can get you with, man. They could make 5G safe, somewhat safe, so-called somewhat safe, man, if they really want, but then it won't be lightning fast.
Hey.
They could also crank it up to the point where this shit damn near killing you.
I seen a video of a 5G tower right next to a tree, and the side the tower was on, or the tree, everything on that side of the tree was dead.
That's sorcery, bro.
You know, on the other side it was the bark and shit was on
It's like
there.
leaning your damn head against the fucking microwave, man.
Yeah,
Using a 5G phone.
The Lord ain't with that. Ain't with that sorcery, man. The Lord.
Yeah, because Yahweh Shem Abishai, he made man in perfect harmony with nature, with no extra radiation needed. So Esau know that, it's perfection, so he want to always tamper with it.
That's right. The only radiation you need is that from the sun.
Mhm.
It's perfectly safe.
I got a quick one. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way." And that's Yahweh Shai. It says, "He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant." And that's pretty much it, Because when Yahweh Shai come back, he taking all the crowns from all these different kings of the earth. Hey, remember how that one, the one dude on 300, he came to visit Leonidas and he had the skulls and shit on his horse,
Yep.
even though he got bitched in the movie by Leonidas. But hey, Yahweh Shai gonna have the crowns of the kings of the earth, man. Everybody's gonna bow down to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Scriptures say he's the King of Kings.
That's right.
Yep, you got it.
This The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds, which have ungodly committed, and all their high speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
Yeah, man, that's the Lord coming back with his angels. You know.
I got it. You got something? You had something back.
Yeah, I was holding Micah 2 and 10.
Oh.
And it's kind of, I mean, I'll bring it out.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out.
I'll bring it out. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. We see in the minds of the 2/3 go completely crazy right now. All right, they were all messed up in the head before, but now Esau's taking that bread and circus away, man. Like when you go in the book, was it Brave New World by Aldous Huxley? He wrote that the elites were going to enslave the people through pleasures, and then they were going to take those pleasures away to establish a new world order. And it's exactly what they're doing, man. They're taking all them pleasures away, okay, to try and what? To get these people to be permanent slaves, to get that shit, man. You know, so their minds are already destroyed.
Yeah,
But that's what separates us brothers in the truth from them. We're not, man. We're chilling right now.
Yeah,
We're comforted, man. Even brothers that are going through shit, man. They got that spiritual comfort, even if it's not physical right now.
walking in the spirit.
Yeah, these people will take the vaccine already, especially if they go, if everybody got to go 40 days without, because what they're saying now is you can't leave unless it's emergency to get something for
Essential,
yeah, from the grocery store. You can't just go out and get a fucking magazine, because then somebody can report you and give you $1,000.
Yeah.
But what if you have to stay in the house and they be like, okay, nobody leaving out for 40 days, period. And after that, people going like, man, I'll take anything if we're gonna go back to normal. That's how they gonna be.
Desperation.
Like what Yasharon brought out is spiritual. The Lord said, this is not your rest. And when you see chapter, this Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 11, I'm sorry, verse 25, chapter 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
Mm-hmm.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance.
Read that again. Slide.
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
Mm-hmm.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Yes, because now it's really like, how can I survive?
Day of death to reward the man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
See? The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. You know? Because when you going through it, the only thing you thinking about is what you going through. You got it.
And that kind of make you ungrateful in the mind too, because it's like, you know, you got you've been living good all this time, enjoying all these pleasures, doing all this and this and that, but now when you afflicted, now is you all against the Lord now, like
That's
full.
And that's why you gotta have patience.
After he didn't, you know, gave you the you know, every soul according to his ways, every good fruit according to each man. And so reading on, it says, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. It says, judge none blessed before his death, for a man should be known in his children.
Yeah, man. So, you know, now is the time to walk in the spirit more than ever. I mean, you know, like more than ever before. You know, now is not the time to be walking in the flesh. I was watching a video that Yashawamba made the other day, and he spoke about cutting back on foods. You know, now is the time to cut back on food and stop, just cut back and walking in the flesh, you know, because Esau is gonna put the squeeze on everybody, you know, and that's gonna result in everybody begging for the vaccines and furthermore the chip.
And that's why it's important to have patience. That's how when you think about when Joseph was locked up in Egypt, if he would just bugged out like, oh man, the Lord not dealing with me. He bugged out. He's in there for 13 years. So you're supposed to have patience when you come into a tough time. It's the book of James chapter 5 verse 7.
Yeah, got to bring out. We don't know how long this shit gonna go on for, man.
Right.
You know, we really don't.
It says, this is the book of James chapter 5 verse 7. It say, be patient therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for precious fruit of the earth for him, until he receive the early and latter rain. Be you also patient, establish your minds, for the coming of the Lord draws near. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge stands before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercies.
Yeah, and the Lord basically took Job through it, man. You know, and that's why Job was known for his integrity. He was known for his integrity. He Job had boils on his skin. He lost all of his riches, which Job was rich. Scriptures tell you he was a rich man. He was rich in substance. The Most High took all of that away from him. He even turned his woman against him. And his wife told him to curse the Most High and die. But through all of that, he got. Did any of his family get killed?
Yeah,
His children.
Yeah. So you know, he really went through something that none of us went through. Really, we never been through that. And through all that, Job still maintained his integrity to the Most High. He still was faithful. Wasn't it Job that said, though he slay me, I will maintain my trust in him? Is that Job? Yeah, so, you know, we just got to read those stories and really lock in and gird up our loins like men. Because we really don't know what the Most High, we really don't know how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to test our faith. We don't know what he's going to put us through or how he's going to put us through it. He might push you to the max, you know?
Hey, now is the time to prepare your minds for that, you know? Like, the prophet has been out, giving out warnings all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So now is the time to get your, to weaken this flesh and strengthen this spirit, as it is written in the book of Galatians chapter 5, the 17th chapter. It says that the 17th verse about that the flesh is contrary to the spirit, and the spirit contrary to the flesh.
If you're flesh, and I got a precept. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth.
Mm-hmm. And the house of mirth is what they want to go back to now. They want to go back to their regular lifestyle, being in the club. A lot of celebrities and shit. These niggas can't wait to go back to the strip clubs. They want to go back to the house of mirth,
to the quote unquote good old days.
Yeah. Read that. Read that one more time. The house of fools is in the house of mirth. You got niggas going on. You got bitches shaking their ass on live, posting their cash app. Niggas sending them cash, man. Through the bitches is shaking.
Yeah.
It's like women. I'll say that. It's like ran live for celebrities and posting their cash app and getting paid like that. That's the desperation of the people, of Jake.
Yo, and might I add, man, you women are gonna get it the worst, man.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
When the Lord comes, furthermore turns up the volume of judgment, you women are gonna really feel it. You're not gonna be shaking your ass. You're gonna be covering your hair and putting dirt on your face. So,
Hey, I made that video. Ain't no weaves in the city.
Can't get their nails done,
Hard
none
to
of
find
that.
the weaves now. Is it hard to get your nails done?
Precept. This is
Yeah.
Salaki. This is Psalms 51, verse 17. The sacrifices of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O Yahweh, thou wilt not despise.
Being lowly, you know, and that's another important thing. We got to be lowly, man, and humble. Humility. Got to have humility in these times, because the proud is going to cease. You know.
Yep, I'm gonna jump up. This is verse 11. I'm jump verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me.
Mm-hmm.
Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
The scriptures say, well, we read it, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. So
Joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways.
which we're doing now, teaching. The scriptures say, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins." We're still doing that to the best of our ability.
Just like we were shown. We were shown.
Just
to
like
it
we
now,
were shown.
And now we have the job to and responsibility to do it to y'all.
Yeah.
Then will I teach transgressors their ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee.
Yeah, because as long as we still teaching, you may still have brothers you're gonna have brothers that's waking up. You know, which they might be going off now, but when the worse that the times get, they may see the videos and repent, or they may run into brothers and repent. Yo, I saw you teaching, man. Blah blah blah. They may repent.
yo, because in that time, man, they're gonna be looking for the words of life, man. They gonna want hope.
Tree of life.
Just like in that movie, the Book of Eli. You know, the villain was like, I need that book, because that book is only that book can bring back hope. In other words, you know, that book is gonna is the words of life, and people are gonna seek that, because they're gonna be in a state of hell.
Yeah, and if they're not of the elect, then it's a wrap anyway.
Yep.
You know.
And that's a big stumbling block for a lot of Israelites, Jake, out here, about sinners being converted, because it said that the Son of Man, Yahushai, came for the sinners. He ain't come. If he was doing righteous, that's good, but really it's about, like that parable, it's about that one sheep that goes astray, and when that sheep returns, the angels in heaven are rejoicing. So what we doing right now is it's a beautiful work, you know. We was made, you know, this body is made, you know, what is it, the sinful flesh? How does scripture go?
Flesh. I know this flesh was made to go off.
Yeah, no, I got it right here. This Romans chapter 8, verse 3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh. So this flesh is made to go off. And for sin, condemns sin in the flesh. So, you know, like I said earlier, you can strengthen your spirit, which Yahweh Shai was born in the spirit, and so is John the Baptist for your other camps. And if you strengthen that, you overcome. You know, mind over matter. You know, you can take pain. You can take, you know, you can leave all things on this earth aside and follow after Yahweh Shai, because it says, I got another precept. This is Psalm 16 and 11. Thou wilt show me the path of life. in thy presence is fullness of joy. So when you come to Yahweh Shem Shai, you filled up, and at thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore, meaning endless goodness. So that's you going up and up and up. Ain't no end to Yahweh Shem Shai.
Right.
When you showed Jacob that vision, they said the angels, he saw the angels ascending and descending unto heaven. You know, that's, you know, you can liken on that to like kingdoms. That's the spirit. Jacob kingdom never going to descend, you know,
Right.
which is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, it says speaks about an everlasting
Yep.
kingdom.
Salaki, I went on a rant.
No, that's good. That's what it says in Daniel. Saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So once Jake is back in the rulership, we're not gonna come out of power. We're not gonna go into captivity under any other nations anymore.
Right.
You know.
Right. Hey, you know, I just wanted to bring up this precept that, you know, we're coming into these times where the Esau is planning on deeming this RFID chip, which we know to be the mark of the beast, mandatory. And just wanted to bring it out. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so this is the ultimate goal, the end game, or, you know, agenda that Esau wants to accomplish, so he can rule on everybody on the face of the earth. But we know if those of you who take that ship are going to be destroyed, according to Revelation, the 14th chapter, verse 9 on down.
Yeah, and Aaron Russo said that the famous Aaron Russo interview. He asked Rockefeller what was the end game, and he said that the people be chipped, so you can be cattle and slaves, man. And that's the times that we coming in. The mass microchipping, medical martial law, forced vaccinations, and society just might not be the same as we know it.
And you may ask why are all these Edomites, which again these so-called white people, why are they doing all this? Why they just can't let things be? Again, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb.
Yeah.
They can't do right. They don't have no soul. They can't really they what it say? Thou hast not hated blood. They can't. They always gotta see evil. You know.
Yeah, Dexter's Laboratory.
They're put here to be the wicked. It's plain and simple.
Yep.
You know, they had a role here to play on Earth, and they played it, and they're still playing it.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah, that's going into the New World Order, because that's what this. They basically use the coronavirus to hit the reset button on society to fulfill their New World Order. But the Most High is going to stop that, as it is written. You know, when he think he's about to get fat and got everybody, he think he's about to chip everybody, which they're gonna chip people. Some people are gonna get chipped. You know, they're gonna chip a lot of people. You know, but they're not gonna fully fulfill the New World Order.
Yeah.
They're not gonna fully fulfill their plans.
Yeah, just like the brother said, you know, a lot of people are gonna get chipped, but like he's gonna get as far as making everybody get the chip mandatory. You know, making it mandatory. But in the midst of everybody getting that chip, the Lord is gonna, you know, bring the destruction. Continuing on, I'm verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And that's it. Let me leave it right there.
Yeah. We gonna with that we're gonna close up. We want to say Barakateh Halbashim Yahushai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Lord willing, brothers was edified. And to the next lesson, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.